Hello Virgo, I'm Chris. Welcome to your reading for August 2019. Now I've been gone for a little while, but I'm back. As you can see, I moved in the meantime. I have this amazing new setup. So it's not like nothing's been happening, but we're back here, we're doing this. Welcome to the house if this is your first time. If you're returning, then thank you for sticking with me. Now guys, there's been a lot going on this past few months. Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, eclipse season, all those things are over now. And I've gotten a lot of downloads coming into this reading, so I'm going to go ahead and read from my notes. But real quick guys, please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoy this video, as well as you can check out my website. I'm only going to make a couple of readings available this month, like 5 to 10. You can also donate to the channel to keep it running and check out other good stuff there as well. So Virgo, I'm going to set up some of my notes here that I got coming into this reading for you guys. My head personally is racing like 1,000,000 miles a minute. Now, I know we just came out of Mercury retrograde, your ruling planet, my ruling planet, Gemini. So it should be that things are smoothing out now. But with all the tumultuousness that happened over the past few months, I feel like there's like a sort of catching up to do. Virgo, the energy I was getting for you guys coming into this month is that it's really important to put your focus into like one particular area in your life. I feel like this month is very easy to get overwhelmed because there's so much going on mentally, there's so much going on spiritually and emotionally. But this doesn't feel like a month for doing a lot. This is a month for, we're going into your season, right? This is a month for chilling. This is a month for picking up the pieces of what the last few months have sort of broken apart for us. And the energy I got for Virgo this month, you see, central situation for the month, Virgo, is the 8 of Wands, moving. Having to do. There's a lot on our minds, Virgo. There's a lot to do. But this month, the reason why I'm encouraging you guys to like take it slow and think of one thing at a time is because I kept getting this image of Virgo sort of being this energy that is renewing and rejuvenating. Every time it's your birthday, it's like you're born like the virgin brand new. You're born like the harvest. Like things are collected. Your energy is collected and it's being ready to set up for the next season, for your next year. So Virgo, right now, I think it's very important to sort of create a mold for yourself of what you're going to become when you become this brand new person. When it's your birthday, Virgo, it's sort of like you move into a new stage of your life. Here with the 8 of Wands in the center of the reading, guys, I think that there's so much going on and that you will have to move, you will have to travel, but you'll have to figure out how to deal with this energy. This energy feels overwhelming. It feels like too much. There are things right now, Virgo, that need to be cut out. There's things that are not going to work with what you're becoming. I felt a sort of mourning energy with Virgo. You know how like when you move into a different stage of your life and there's a sort of sadness because the things that you used to cherish, things that you became attached to, the places you become attached to were so important to you and so sentimental, and now you're moving on, so there's that tinge of sadness. I feel that for you guys this month. By the end of the month, almost feeling that like sense of like you've moved on to something bigger and better. So this month, Virgo, it's very important for you guys to think about what needs to be cut. Now, in eclipse season, we generally become aware of those things. And I usually feel like it's about a month afterwards that those things start to get put into motion. In our ideals, Virgo, we have the Chariot. So August is a month to start to put those things into motion, the things that you had to break free from. So what are we breaking free from, Virgo? With the Chariot, we're connected to something bigger. I think there's a sense of just wanting to be done with something. Wanting to be done with the stage of your life. Wanting to be done with all like this stuff that's been weighing you down for so long. Desiring to lighten the load with dropped it. To lighten the load with the Chariot, right? To go full speed ahead. Now the thing we have to remember about this card is that the Chariot moves so quickly, but in the beginning there's a churning process. There's like, you know, when you get a wheel just starting to move, and how it kind of turns really slowly at first and takes a lot of effort and force, and then gradually starts to go faster and faster. Virgo, we have to remember this month, right? we have to remember that in our journey for movement, in our journey for change, the initial stages require a little tediousness, require a little sacrifice, require a little extra effort. But the Eight of Wands also here, Virgo, there feels to me like there's things that need to be expressed. I think that there are some things about what you feel and how you feel that you need to kind of let out. Now I know I'm telling that to Virgo, right? You guys generally kind of keep... Okay. There's a reputation you have, obviously, where you talk a lot of shit and you tell people about themselves, but there's also a part of you guys where, like, some of the vulnerabilities, you know, get kind of pushed deep down inside, and it's hard for you sometimes to express those things. I think, Virgo, this month, like, try one place of your life to express something, to let your feelings be known, the feelings that have been bothering you. In our past, Virgo, we have the Knight of Wands. Have you been defensive? Have you been separating yourself? Have you been, like, keeping it all to yourself? So, Virgo, what needs to be expressed this month? There's usually, like, a lot of ambitious career energy with the Wands, but here it feels like it's very blocking. The Knight of Wands says you've kind of been, like, in your own heads, keeping your problems to yourself, keeping your frustrations to yourself and your struggles to yourself. There's an opportunity this month, Virgo, to lighten your load a little bit. To sort of, I think, also draw boundaries in certain ways. Now, drawing boundaries might mean keeping somebody out, but drawing boundaries might also be keeping somebody in. By saying, like, you're important to me, I want you close. Right? By, like, when you define a circle, right? Like, you define a space around you, you're sometimes keeping things out, but sometimes you're also keeping things close. More fire here, Virgo. I feel like there's been anger. The Two of Wands in our past as well, we've been, like, kind of looking and waiting and creating a vision for a long time. And with the Eight of Wands here, it feels like maybe that vision hasn't been happening as quickly as you been wanting it to. With the Chariot, right? These are fast-moving energies. These cards. These cards, not so much. The Two of Wands here has kind of told us that we have to sort of look to the future and decide who we're going to be and what we want. But then also with the Two of Wands, I feel like you can get stuck. You can get stuck in that place of vision. You can get stuck in that place of thinking. Virgo, there's so much frustrated energy here in your past. That's why, again, this Eight of Wands is here in the middle. Because there's this desire to just fly and not have to think about things anymore, not have to worry about things anymore. You want this creativity that comes from the Two of Wands. You want to create a life. A life that is envisioned with your dreams. So Virgo, what's holding you back? Who's holding you back? You know, when I was meditating on you guys, I kept thinking of, like, a focus on beauty. Like, there's an emphasis this month, Virgo, on practicing living in the moment, because I think there's so much potential here for frustration that you need to sort of be grateful for what you have, right? And that's not to not be ambitious, but to remind yourself of what you have, to practice gratitude. If for no other reason than to just get out of this headspace where it might feel like things are not okay and you have to be on the defense and you have to protect yourself. I don't know why the camera keeps focusing over there. I think it's because that thing on the wall. There you go. This is annoying me. Virgo, I'm feeling the frustration right now. Yeah. King of Pentacles. So, what are we talking about here, Virgo? What is it that you're trying to get done? Sorry, I can't stop This thing keeps like focusing on faces that aren't there. The King of Pentacles in our past, Virgo, you've been trying to be the person to keep it all together. We've been focusing on our money. We've been focusing on our career. We're doing the very Virgo thing of like keeping our energy on the material world to sort of maybe keep it together, right? To stay grounded, to stay practical, to stay focused. And also the King of Pentacles is very loving. He's very caring. He's a provider, right? So Virgo, in the more recent past, I think you might have found yourself in this place. To me, there almost feels like a switch here, right? From maybe like the material world to maybe your career, to your money, to now thinking about things like love and family. And your role in those things. Virgo, and our turning point here, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So coming into August, let me see, I wrote it down. I'm just gonna show you something to show you guys a little bit about how good I am at this. What did I write here in the Virgo notes for this month? Can you read that in my chicken scratch? Good fortune? Good fortune. Virgo, this month things are gonna go well in certain ways, right? Now all this career energy, this fire energy, this wand energy that I was seeing here that was frustration. I was like, oh, wands are usually career, but this feels like frustration. Now this month you start to feel changes. Your money could improve. You could start to see like material things paying back to you, right? Making more money, changing careers, starting to see investments pay off. I think going into the end of the month, Virgo, into your season, there's going to be a little bit more of a lightness of spirit. So now where all this go, go, go fiery energy becomes a little bit more grounded, stable, let's go, 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 but with regards to our money, with regards to our career, regards to us feeling good about our security in the world. Also Virgo, going forward in August, the Lovers. Now just because I'm dating a Virgo, I'm going to say these Geminis are going to be awesome for you this month, Virgo. But more specifically, Virgo, what it feels like is peace. What it feels like is bliss. What I feel like you're experiencing now are those things. Family, love, connection. August is a month, Virgo, I think, of connection. Right? Because what did we say was in the past here? This disconnect is in the past. Right? So for Virgos looking for love, August is going to be a month of, you know what? I think for a lot of you Virgos, this is for those of you Virgos who are in relationships. Some relationships are going to be taken to the next level. Some relationships are going to just be making you feel really good about yourself. I think it's because this thing is at my head level that it keeps focusing on that as if it's my face. I just don't mean to call attention to it, it's just irking me. Look, Virgo, this month I've given up on some bad habits and like I'm a little more irritable than usual. These little things bother me. I told my boyfriend, I was like, cause I quit smoking weed, and I like when you've been smoking weed so much you like get irritable in the beginning, and he's like, oh, you're pretty irritable without weed. I was like, babe, this might just be me. This might just be me. The person you met who was super chill might have just been stoned. I mean, mostly I might have been. I wonder if I smoked before our first date. I can't remember because I used to do it all the time. So who knows? I probably was statistically likely. Going forward, Virgo, we have the Fool. So there's a lot of major arcanas here so far, and major arcanas that are coming out in a really positive way. where now we have even more sense of good fortune. Of there's a couple things that I see in common here with these cards, right? First of all, with the wheel and the fool, there's a sense of change that's sort of out of your control, right? Of newness, of opportunities, like I said in the beginning, to be brand new over and over again, to rebuild yourself. This is what I was saying, Virgo, about the mold. The fool is like a blank sheet of paper. You get to choose what you become. Now, also with the Chariot, these two cards are very guided by their intuition. They don't have to think. They're connected to something greater. They can just kind of go because they can trust themselves. This month, Virgo, is a time to be confident in yourself. To be confident in knowing that you know what's best for you. And then here, in this also, there's harmony. There's pleasure. There's satisfaction with life. So Virgo, going to August with the Fool, this is where I said also, just to figure out some ways this month, guys, to clear your head. And it's not through escapism. It's not through, guilty pleasures. It's through learning how to manage your stress and learning how to prioritize what's important right now. And learning how to not just distract yourself, but to fill your life in other ways with so much happiness, with so much to look forward to, that everything else sort of quiets down. And at the end of this reading, guys, towards the end of the month, what do we have here? The Page of Pentacles. So what did I say coming into this about being brand new? By the time you're going to go into your season. Look, we were here at the Knight of Pentacles, at the King of Pentacles. The kings are the epitome of their element. They're the masters. And then what happens with the change? With the brand newness? Now you're starting over fresh. But with support, with love. Because the Lovers isn't just love, it's like, I mean, it's not just romantic love, it's the support you get from people. Getting to be brand new at the end of the month, Virgo. I think sort of also like thinking about your world in a different way. There might be some, again, good fortune this month that allows you to now sort of let go of a load that you've been carrying. An emotional weight that's been on your back. And I think it's very much related to this, Virgo. Letting down your guard, opening up. Letting somebody or something in. And similarly, letting somebody or something go. But I don't think the emphasis is on letting go right now in terms of people or your relationships. I think your emphasis here is on connecting to the right things and to the right people. This month is not like a focus on like cutting the baggage. It's like I said before, it's not about distracting yourself. It's about filling yourself with so much goodness that other things that aren't worth it sort of fall away. It's connecting to things that are so good for you, people that are so good for you, that like you almost don't even have to focus. You know, it's like when you get a new relationship, right? And you know, when you're trying to get over somebody, and then suddenly you're in love with somebody new, and now you don't have to try so hard to get over with the other person because there's something that's so much better that's taking its place in your life, to the point where you just almost forget about what came before. And Virgo, that's it. We're forgetting about what came before because there's better, there's bigger, that's better. Underlying this all, Virgo, is the Justice. So I feel like this has been, again, more major arcana. So we're on a major life path here in August. And with Justice, there's like almost like a chiropractor energy, like a spinal adjustment, right? It's a little uncomfortable, but it feels good and it gets you in the right place. Jupiter this month is going direct. So now we start to be prosperous again. Now we start to be successful. Now we start to get lucky and good fortune. and we get to be brand new, and we get to be loved and supported and connected. And then now we can start over. We can figure out, where are we living now? The Page of Pentacles is about newness in the material world. So this could be new jobs. This could be new ways of new living, new physical routines, new something. It could be, hell, it could be a new diet. But if there's been a lot of discomfort, which there has been for all of us astrologically, but with Justice at the bottom, I feel like I need to say, if there's been a lot of discomfort, this month is where like that discomfort starts to pay off, and you start to see like the benefits of what you went through and what you let go of and what's changed. Outcome, Virgo, is the Knight of Pentacles. So again, this is not a big month for building. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse talks about building from within. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse kind of says to enjoy, right? To not be isolated, right? Very different from the Knight of Wands that says protect, defend, stand back, draw boundaries. Upright, the Knight of Pentacles would tell us that we're killing it, and we're all the single ladies, you know, just killing their life, living it up. Here in reverse, we're learning the value of companionship. We're learning the value of support. We're learning the value of family. We're learning the value of where we come into the world in these different roles that we have for ourselves. So this is not a month to be isolated. This is not a month to keep things to yourself. This is not a month to, hold on to things or try to do it all. This is a month to let yourself be supported, to let yourself be cared for, to let yourself connect with people around you. Alright, so Virgo, we're going to take one last card here from the Oracle deck as a bit of advice from Spirit, higher self, Spirit guides. Oh, there you go. How funny. We got the Deus Ex Machina card. Now what this card represents is the literary term Deus Ex Machina, meaning like the hand of God, or the machine. God is the machine, right? And what this normally is used as is to say, it's a literary trope where like something comes into a story that like is so out of nowhere, but it's like important to the story. It's almost as if like God made this thing happen. It's usually pretty corny in storytelling, but here this card is asking you to be the mechanic of your own life, to be the force, the fate of your own life. You know, actually that's typically what this card means, but this month, Virgo, I really feel looking at this that it's telling you that what's happening to you is not in your hands right now. Very interesting, huh? It's not in your hands. It wasn't even in my hands. Look at how it popped out of the deck. I wasn't even in control of this card coming out. So Virgo, this is a month to let it be, right? To let life be. Fucking thing. There you go. I got this great new setup and it's beautiful. Expensive microphone, expensive camera, everything, and then this fucking sign here is throwing it all off. I'm gonna like maybe move it or lower it. Okay. Alright guys, so one last thing I really want to leave you off with, and I'm gonna get a little sappy, but this is really important. I came into these readings and I was not sure about doing this because I didn't really want to bring politics into readings. Like I can make other videos on my YouTube channel about this stuff, but I kind of told myself that putting up a sign like this was not political. That as humans, and it's not political because here's why. When we call people illegals, when we use words like that, it dehumanizes people. And this is the speech I've been giving so far. It dehumanizes people, and it allows for really shitty things to happen. And when I first made these videos, and when I first started giving this speech, what I was talking about was the stuff at the border, right? Where people were crammed into these cages and blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking politics. I don't care if you're conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. You're allowed to think whatever you want about the future of immigration policy. But what I was calling for was for some humanity in the way we talk about people. And I hope I don't get emotional, but this past weekend, I'm about halfway through my readings while I was doing this, and this past weekend we had 2 major shootings in the US. And one that we now know, based on what authorities tell us, that was deliberately targeting the people that I'm talking about here. The person who was shooting these people in El Paso literally said he wanted to stop the invasion. The invasion. Right? So when you go on talking about people who are migrating to this country as invading, no fucking surprise that people are gonna take it as an act of hostility and an act of war and take things into their own stupid little boy hands. So what I ask for you guys is, in our house, that we talk about people with humanity, and we talk about people with decency, and these are people who we love, and these are people who are our neighbors, and these are people who, you know, are people's friends. So please, just going forward in our political discourse, no matter what you believe, at the core of it all should be humanity. At the core of it all should be treating people like people. Because when you don't treat people like people, there are people who think that they should be going out into the world exterminating them. And it's becoming a real slippery slope, and I can't believe that this past week it was just a nice little message about our words, and now these words actually turned into something heinous and disgusting and savage. Anyway, guys, just love each other. Love yourself. Love life. We're going to be talking more about these kinds of things, not necessarily politics, but I wanted to put some videos out about where I've been and talk about some issues that have been coming up in my life and the world around me. Like, you know, I've been really wanting to talk about things like mental health and addiction and depression and all these things that we're dealing with. But anyway, guys, I love you so much. You have a great month. Happy early birthday, Virgo. I'll talk to you soon. Te quiero mucho. Bye-bye.